Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from S123 Trader. This is the playbook for Tuesday, August 11th. No movies for me tonight. A little cold here on the west coast of Vancouver Island, so no movies for us tonight. Hoping everybody is doing well and are safe. And let's take a look at what's setting up for tonight's London Open session, starting off with the US dollar futures index. And of course, make sure you check for any red news that might be coming out when you're playing. Okay, so US dollar futures index on the daily time frame, we are at again at a support resistance level, and we might be going up and down in here for a bit, like I said yesterday. But let's go down to the 4 hour and take a closer look. I've got the an EMA here, a moving average, and I believe this one is the one. I've got a 144. I like fib numbers, so instead of 100, I'm using a 144. Believe that's correct. Let me just double check that. Yes, it is. Okay, so you can see we've touched that 144 on the 4 hour time frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, and again, it looks like we're in this channel now. And so the expected move for tonight again will be to the downside. So not drawing that very nicely, but something like that. And then from here, we might get this move back up again before we get another drop through, or we could just drop through, or we could even go straight up, maybe back up to this level. That's totally possible as well. But my expectation is for a move to the downside. Okay, so let's go in a little closer. That's the 4 hour. Let's drop to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so now you can see if I just squinch this up a little bit. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. We're in this channel. We have gone up, so that would be A, and then we've come down. That would be B, and now we've gone back up again. This would be C. So expected move would be back down, to form D, and then eventually back up again to form an E. So something like that. Okay, and then after that, we'd be going straight down below, breaking this low. That's my expectation longer term. Okay, so right now we're at the top of our C, and the expected move is to the downside. Again, however, we could get a move higher. That's totally possible, and that could be just short term, and then we're coming down again, or we could just be going straight down. So one of those two scenarios. So let's go even a little closer. I'm on the 1 hour, so let's go to the 30. Take a look at it, and so this is why I'm saying we could go higher. We've got 1, 2. So expectation here is for this to play out something like that. That's totally possible. Okay, so let's drop to the 15 and even closer look at it. And now you can clearly see the structure. So maybe we're done at this point. It's totally possible, and we're going to be heading back down at this point instead of what I drew on the 30. Okay, so it's totally possible now that we're done, and we're going to be heading down. So I'm looking at my analysis is that we have a weak US dollar going into tonight's London Open session. So we'd be looking for movements up in Aussie US dollar. So this is on the 15. So expected move on Aussie US dollar to the upside. Expected move on Euro US dollar on the 15 to the upside. On GBP US dollar. GBP US dollar to the upside, and expected move on, of course, New Zealand US dollar to the upside. Okay, I can actually I'll put it on so you can see. So New Zealand US dollar, also to the upside, and this one's already started. So that's looking pretty good for New Zealand right there. I like that one. Okay, we already have our 1, 2, 3 bottom, so that's looking good. And for USD CAD, we'd be going to the downside. For USD Swiss, let me put the Swiss on. We'd be looking at a move to the downside. And for USD Japanese yen, we also be looking at a move to the downside. Okay, so all those are playing out just as I would expect at this moment in time. So we'll see if I'm correct or not. So opportunities, even Bitcoin would be going more than likely to the upside as well. So I'd be looking for a play to the upside against the US dollar. And whether there any other gold, for instance, and so on. All right, so that's a look. Let's take a look at the portfolio and see what it's saying right now. Let me just refresh. So we have weakness in Aussie, strength in CAD. So weakness short term, but strength, lots of strength in the CAD. Swiss is weak right across the board. Crude oil is also mixed. The US dollar strong right now, pretty strong, even in the short term. So we've been going up. Euro looking very weak. British pound weak. Gold weak. Japanese yen weak. Mexican and New Zealand pretty weak right now. Okay, so everything is, of course, to the downside right now, but that can change in a moment. All right, what's strong, what's weak right now? Let me just refresh this one, and you can see Aussie and Swiss and CAD are fairly weak. We've got strength in the Euro, GBP, and US dollar. Okay, and what the CSI got to say right now? Let's see. Whoops, it's going to refresh on me here, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. Okay, so current time. Did I tell the current time? Current time right now is 10:53 Pacific time, so it's 1:53 a.m. Eastern time. So we have USD Swiss, USD Japanese yen, Euro Aussie, USD CAD looking strong right now. Aussie New Zealand, New Zealand US dollar, GBP US dollar, and Aussie US dollar looking weak currently. Okay, so we'll look a little further. Any alerts at 10? No alerts at 10 o'clock. There were a couple Euro Aussie and Aussie Swiss, and were a couple of the alerts at 9. Okay. You should always take a look at your alerts because that will help you find and spot nice 1, 2, 3 setups. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the charts. Okay, so I'm on this chart here. This is with the currency strength indicator, and it's showing US dollar. Let me just refresh just to make sure we're correct. US dollar. This is on the 1 hour time frame. US dollar strong, CAD next strongest, and GBP next strongest. Everything else is pretty weak, and Euro is taking a bounce, looking to go to the upside right now at this point. Okay, so yeah, US dollar strength right now. Okay, so quickly I'll go through I just did that just a moment ago, but I'll do that again. Aussie US dollar. Okay, so on the daily, it's turning to the downside right now. 4 hour, we're heading to the downside. It looks like we might at this point be complete, and we get a turnaround like I'm expecting to go back up. Okay, so that's Euro US dollar. So we'd be looking for 1, 2, 3 bottom on to form here, and of course we can drop right down to a lower time frame to jump in. If you think this is done at this point, which it might not be done at this point yet, we could still have one further drop. That's totally possible. So I'm not going to say yeah we're done at this point. We are at support right across. We're at support here. So we could be very close to, if not ready to turn to the upside. So we could drop down to the 15, take a look at it. You can see on the 15, we do have a 1, 2, 3 bottom. We have golden crosses just setting up now. Golden cross on the MACD, 123 bottom there. So that's looking pretty good. And on the 1 hour time frame, or sorry, 5 minute time frame, it's much clearer. 123 bottom, golden cross. So this would be Cameron's play right now. That would be a nice play. You could even get a retrace back into the entry area right there. This is the entry area. So a retrace back in, and boom, that could take you right back up to this level, no problem on that move. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for Aussie US dollar, and it's starting to set up right now. Okay, let's take a look at GBP US dollar, or sorry, Euro US dollar. So Euro US dollar daily also turning to the downside. 4 hour, we're heading to the downside. 1 hour time frame still heading to the downside. So again, this one similar. We're at a support, looking to bounce. So dropping to again the 15. We have a 1, 2, 3 setting up on the 5. You will see this a lot clearer. Same thing. 1, 2, 3 bottom. This is our entry area. So if price could come back into that entry area, we can make it a little bigger, then that would be a nice play to the upside in the short term. Okay. GBP US dollar. Let's go to the daily. Same scenario. This one, however, looks like we're at a resistance. However, we could have this kind of thing happening, but first a drop, right? So let's take a look on the lower time frame, 4 hour. You can see that with the GBP, we're kind of not going straight down like the Aussie and the Euro. A little bit more tentative on this one. So I would be a little bit more cautious with that one. So what that's telling us is there's a lot more strength in the GBP here. So you can see that it's looking like it's ready to turn around already at this point. Okay, so dropping to the 15 minute. Yes, we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom. On the 5 minute, we can see that much clearer again. So 1, 2, 3 bottom, entry area. This might not come back at all, but that will be a similar play like the others. Okay. New Zealand US dollar on the daily, same thing. We're turning over. 4 hour, we're totally down. We're again back down at a support area. So this is key. Keep it simple. And on the 1 hour, we've dropped to this level. So again, is there a 1, 2, 3 bottom there? More than likely. And you can see on the 15, we have a large 1, 2, 3 bottom right there. And so our entry area now becomes this whole area. So lots of opportunities in here for this before it goes to the upside. Okay, so opportunity on New Zealand US dollar, like in that one. Okay, USD CAD. Okay, daily, it's going down. 4 hour, going down, but taking a little bounce right now. 1 hour, okay, so it's bounced up. Is it ready to come back down? Maybe. We got a 1, 2, 3 bottom, so double 1, 2, 3 bottom. So we could have one more push to the upside. That's totally possible before we're done, or we could be done at this point and we're going to fall through. So not liking that one so much at this point. It's a, if this was our entry area, then we've left, and yes, we could come back in, but do I really want to go long with a weak US dollar coming up? I'm not sure about going long at that point. Okay, so USD Swiss daily, okay, looking like it wants to push to the upside here. 4 hour looking pretty strong. 1 hour looking pretty strong, but are we done? Might be done at this point. Again, we're at a resistance area, and again, we could be turning around at that point. So we could drop to a lower time frame, 15, and it looks like it wants to turn. You can see MACD and EMA starting to turn, so that's a possible setup, which is not really ready at this point. So again, be a little cautious. Wait for the US dollar to make your decision on that one. USD Swiss daily. Okay, so this one was, tough to call because we were kind of in a channel, and now it's broken through the channel to the downside. Now it's formed a 1, 2, 3 bottom. Is this really going to take off, or is it just a little blip inside the channel, and we're just really going to just come up a little bit and then fall. That's it looks like that's something that's going to happen. 4 hour, we're pushing to the upside, but we're going to come up against resistance right in here. So we might have a little bit of a push as the US dollar strength right now, but it looks like it's eventually going to turn over and back down. So I would be looking for a 123 top, but it's not yet quite ready. Okay, so again, US dollar move will be the key. All right, let's take a look at gold. And on gold, we have to go to the monthly. So now you can see, we broke through resistance. They faked everybody to continue buying to the upside. Now they're dropping it back. Okay, so what's happening here really is all the people who bought down here, who were smart in this 123 bottom and bought down here, are basically selling everything up here. So now anybody who was thinking of jumping on the gold bandwagon way up here, buying high, are going to be crying right now. Okay, so that's what's happening. So the key here is to buy low, sell high, and that's the nature of the game. So you can see the big drop daily. We're still coming down. 4 hour clean 123 top. We're on our way down, and we can put the wave calc on that, of course, and then we will know where this is going to be going to. And you can see right away that we're heading a ways down still. Okay, so we're still on the way down. We could certainly come back down, even down to this level here. That's totally possible. Okay, so we haven't even reached our third wave end yet. So it might be at this point here, but that will be something, our structure. Okay, so 1 hour time frame, we're still on the way down. We're getting a little bit of a bounce here with a pin bar. So yeah, so we could be at the third wave right now. So we might just gyrate in here for a bit before we drop one more time. All right. Okay, and Bitcoin. Okay, daily. Okay, so strong move. I can't see over to the left. I need to see to the left. You always need to see to the left to see where you are. So we're at resistance areas right here, and it looks like our structure has played out. Maybe we're done, maybe not, but let's take a closer look on the daily. Very strong, but we're pushing back down. 4 hour, we're turned over and coming down, and you can see that we're breaking through this channel here and to the downside. So 123 top, and we're on our way down. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, we're still heading down. So there was a large 123 top, another 123 top, yet another one there, and then boom. Okay, so we still have another one there as well, and we're going to drop through to the downside with Bitcoin. Okay, and the DAX on the daily, and pushing to the upside, but where you can see where resistance is. And looks like we have a 123 bottom on the daily that might push us up to that level. Okay, so on the 4 hour, it's looking pretty strong, still pushing to the upside. Last 123 was right there, so still pushing to the upside, back up to resistance area. And looks like that's what's going to happen. Dropping to the 1 hour time frame. And yes, we're still pushing. So in here would be a 123 bottom that would continue the trend to the upside. Okay, so that's looking pretty good for the DAX to the upside at this point. Let me drop it to 15, take a closer look. Okay, so 123 top down. So you can see right now here at this level, we could drop through one more time, okay, because our structure is showing us a 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be our structure. So we could drop through first before we turn around and go back up. Okay, so be aware of that move. All right, so that's a look at all the major pairs and the DAX and gold. So what's strong and what's weak? Again, we had, okay, it's just switched over to 11 now. So no alerts at 11 o'clock at all. At all. So none. Interesting. Okay, so we have strength in GBP Aussie, USD Swiss, GBP Swiss, Euro Aussie, weakness in Aussie Japanese Yen, Aussie CAD, Aussie New Zealand, Aussie US dollar. I'm currently in the Aussie CAD. I can take a look at that one, show you what I'm doing in that one. Aussie CAD, that's the 15. So I was in from up here, and I'm just going to make this bigger so we can all see it. Okay, so I got in up here on this reverse, and then I got in again here, and again I got in again here, and I'm in again here. So I've got 3, 6, looking at 12 lots to keep going to the downside here. So all sells, looking at 12 lots in here to the downside. And just I was a little bit late in getting in. I missed. I'm going to go to the daily, show you what I'm seeing. So on the daily, we have a large 1, 2, 3 top, and we got a death cross on MACD. So I'm looking for this to come down to these levels here, back down to support. So I'd like to stay in with these 12 lots down to these targets at this point. And that's the play. Just looking to stay in long term, and we'll see if that plays out. So if I put the wave calc on, then this will show you my targets. Okay, so looking at the middle target first, and then next one. I've still got another one to put a target in, and I'll do that. Probably put the target. I'm not sure if I'm going to go below this level, but maybe I'll put a target in between here, something like that. All right, so that's Aussie CAD. One of the weaker. When I go back to here, Aussie CAD is on the list of one of the weaker pairs. You see, so take advantage of the strong versus weak, and this will help you. All right, so profitable trading to everyone. Keep your eye on that US dollar if you're playing the major pairs. Be safe. We're done now. Thank you.